Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys so you can see it happening right in front of your eyes. And I'll do my best to get to your questions, and let's see if we can't troubleshoot some of your problems here on the fly. So let's get started. All right, so I'm here again with the rig tonight, and I've got my shirt from Louisville on. We had a great time over the Christmas holiday break. We went down to Texas and stayed in hotels along the way. We took our time. Our first stop was Louisville, Kentucky, and we had a great time there. And was looking for a shirt to wear tonight, and found this. I don't think I've ever worn this shirt, but it's the perfect size and it's nice and soft and comfortable. I always try to wear a comfortable shirt for the live stream. So here I am. Shout out to any of you out there who are from Louisville or Kentucky. Great state. It's been not too much good news to tell about the crypto market. We had a Fed, I guess it's a meeting. I don't know that how much they talk about policy at the Jackson Hole. I guess they do. But the main event was a speech or an address by Jay Powell, our revered Fed chairman. And the remarks were interpreted as being on the hawkish side. Although, you know, generally when these guys give speeches, they try to keep it on an even keel. But anyway, so that wasn't good for the market, and Bitcoin and the broader cryptocurrency market were down as a result of that, along with stocks, I guess. Who cares about stocks, right? All right, let's go over here to this screen and welcome everyone that's here. Let's see. Let's close this off. Thank you, Kenneth, for being here again early. Mr. Miski, good to have you here. Mustafa Lamb, good to have you. DR, hello. Amsterdam, Holland again. Frank Rodriguez again. Joanne L again. Thanks, guys. I love it when people take the time out of their busy lives to spend some time with me at the live stream. It gives me hope. It helps me keep going on. And, you know, I made a commitment to myself to do this live stream on a weekly basis a couple years back. During 2018, there were some times where I kind of fell away from the channel and didn't post anything for a couple months. So I made a commitment to myself to do this live stream every week so that I would at least do the weekly live stream. And I appreciate everyone that shows up in the live stream. I really do. It helps me keep on keeping on. So let's see here. Kyojo Kinglo. I'm doing great. Thank you. ResBuild52. Good to have you here. Brenda. Thank you. I'm doing well. Alexander. Good to have Alexander here. Chernsnoff. I'm mangling pronunciation as I go. Barbara K is here. Once again, thank you for being here tonight, Barbara. Sats Anonymous. Good handle. I like it. Martin Zebla. Thank you for being here from Slovenia. Hayes Williams, I'm doing great, thank you. Mr. David, wonderful to have you back again, Mr. David. Dave Flowers is also here, and Kate Chang, who I think was here last year, last time or the time before. Kate always has a lot of interesting questions to throw out for everyone. Melanie, thank you for being here. Another Mike, good to have you here. And Stanley Anku, welcome, welcome, welcome. Steph, welcome from Germany. Cool. So let me pop out chat here and get it over to the other side. so that I can see it, but you don't have to see it because you already see it on the side anyway when you're in live streams. Somebody made a comment last week. Why can't I post in the live stream? Oh, I think the cat food's here. Yes, a couple of obvious alerts from my Amazon Alexa device over there. Got some stuff coming in, cat food being one of them. So I think those just showed up. I don't see an alert on my email yet. But anyway, sorry for the interruption. We live on Amazon devices. They're all over the house. We use them to control the lights and add to the shopping list and that kind of stuff. Anyway, so where was I? God, I lost my train of thought with all that. So we're here and wow, just thrown for a loop, wasn't I? Anyway, let's see if we can get back into this. So I've got some, I don't have a whole lot of news stories, but I've got some interesting kind of personal news that we'll talk about tonight. I didn't line up a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to try to stick with questions like I did last week as best I can. I did want to mention that's what it was. There was somebody on the live stream in the comments last week that said, why can't I post in the live stream anymore? And it's because you can't post in the live stream chat window if the stream is over, right? So you have to be here during that time. But you can post comments. It's weird. You cannot make comments down below during the live stream, but you can, as soon as the live stream is over, as soon as I have ended it, you can post comments. And curiously enough, if you're in the live stream chat window and only in the live stream chat window, and I'm watching the next day and I see you've asked a question in the live stream channel, I cannot reply to you if you're just in the live stream window, right? In order for me to actually follow up with you, you would need to post a comment down below the video after the live stream. And I know that we all have short attention spans. And why is it this camera looks funky? Am I looking at you? Yeah. I know we all have short attention spans, and I know you want to get your question answered right away. I totally get that. But, and so if you're here like an hour in and you don't want to wait another hour to wait for the comments section to be available, then shoot me an email. My email is thecryptodad@gmail.com. And you can shoot me an email anytime if I don't get to your question. So if you're like trying to get a question answered and I've ignored you a couple of times and you've asked it a couple of times, don't get mad. Just like cut and paste that question into an email. Just shoot me a quick email so that, you know, at least I have the ability to get back to you. And if you're watching this live stream and it's not live anymore and you want to ask me a question, then just ask a question in the comments down below the video, because those I can get back to you anytime, right? They'll stay, they're static. They'll stay in there and I'll be able to look at them like tomorrow or the next day or the day after or whatever. I'll be able to reply to you through those. But if you're just in the live stream, I don't know why I can't like click on you and reply to you after the live stream's over. It's just the way YouTube works. So if you need a question answered, I'm going to keep an eye on the chat window as best I can. But if it slips through the cracks, please don't hesitate to send me an email. Anyway, that said. Okay, let's see. Barbara K. Scott is here from Paradise. Thanks for being here, Scott. Scott has been around my channel since, gosh, I think 2017. Hanging in there, always making a comment when I post a video. Very close relationship Scott and I have had over the years. He is another reason that I keep on keeping on, because Scott is always been there to support me when with comments and when we post when I post new videos. Oh, and speaking of that, I did post a few videos this week. Let's see, the 19th, I think. The Bitcoin address one was before last live stream. So I posted 2 videos since the last live stream. One is about Ledger Live, and I did also address some common questions that people have. I'm kind of working on a new format where, of course, I've been dividing the videos up into chapters, especially if they're long videos. But I'll also, at the beginning of the video, I'll have a little PowerPoint where I have a list of questions that people might have. And then I'll say, look, if you need any of these answered, just check the chapters down below and you can skip to those questions. I kind of want to give people something that they can hang on to, because I know when I'm watching a YouTube video, and even if it's something I'm interested in, wow, how did the Roman Empire fall? And I'm like a big history buff. And I look at the video and then I'll always hover over the video and see, oh, it's a half hour long. Am I going to watch a whole half hour? So I figure people do that to my videos too. And they're like, well, I'm interested in the topic, but I don't know if I want to have a half hour. So I'll try to get them to see oh, okay, look, there's 5 questions. I might have one of those questions and I can just go down and click on a link, a time code link in the description, or just hover over the progress bar of the video and get right to that. So you don't just give up after 5 minutes. And I did the same thing with the Grizzly 5 video that I posted today. I did someone asked me last week, are you going to do a how-to video on Grizzly Fi? And I did. I recorded it yesterday, edited it today, and posted it. And I talk about how you get your wallet set up, how you get the Binance Smart Chain configured in Metamask, how you connect your ledger, how you connect to Grizzly Fi, and how you fund your wallet with BNB token. A lot of people are familiar with Metamask, but they don't use it for the Binance Smart Chain. They're mostly familiar with it over on the Ethereum network. That is the default network. So it's a how-to on how to get connected to Grizzly Fi and then how to use it. And I go into, a step-by-step. How do you enter these pools? How do you harvest from these pools? All that kind of stuff. So it's a pretty good video. It is long, so it's divided into chapters. Right. So anyway, let's jump into the short news. Don't forget that Ledger has a new bundle pack right now, the discounted Ledger backup pack. I've got I have some links in my description down below that you can get hooked up. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight because I couldn't think of anything else to talk about what it means to have a backup. So anyway, let's see, news. Oh yeah, all the news stories are linked down below here in the description. And let's jump in. So I'm looking at something else over here. Let's see here. Yeah, that's right. The only story I have linked in here. Let me get some of these off. So you don't there we go. DoorDash. My son and I ordered DoorDash Wendy's, and I overdid it because I really like Wendy's chili. real chill. And I grew up in Texas. You know, you're not supposed to, in Texas, you don't put beans in your chili. But my grandma, who is from Indiana, always made chili, and she gave the recipe to my mom. And so my mom always made chili with beans, and not to mention beans, but tomato, like diced tomato. And I don't think they put diced tomato in their chili down in Texas either. But boy, Wendy's chili has beans and ground beef, and I think it also has diced tomatoes in it too. But I just really like it. It's tasty. And and DoorDash, I said I want cheese, I want onion, and I want sour cream, and they remembered all of it. And I ordered a large, and I ate it all. I shouldn't have, but I did. So I'm a little stuffed this afternoon. It's been a few hours, but I can still feel it. But man, it was good. And my son just loves Wendy's chicken nuggets and fries and a root beer. And the Wendy's is right around the corner, so usually when we get it, it's like piping hot. So DoorDash is very addictive. Didn't someone find a finger in their chili? Well, you know, forgive and forget, right? You can't taint one restaurant because somebody found a finger. I guess. I don't know. If you only knew. I mean, if we only knew. Well, I used to work in restaurants. I was a cook. And we did our best, you know. But I remember I cooked steaks, and sometimes I would drop steak on the floor. And so I would pick it up and rinse it off, clean it off really well, and then throw it back on the grill. I wouldn't use soap and water, you know, because it was a steak. But I would rinse it off and get all, you know, if there was any dust on it, and, you know, throw it back on the grill, you know. Plus you burn, you know, it burns off whatever bacteria is on there because you recook it a little bit. But you're not going to just throw away a steak because you dropped it on the floor. But anyway, you know, not saying. Anyway, well, let's get off the restaurant subject, right? So market wrap. Bitcoin slumps to lowest level in over a month after Powell affirms hawkish monetary policy. Whatever. We've talked about this over and over again. It is painfully obvious to me, and I would assume most people that are into this kind of stuff, that there is no way the Fed can continue to raise rates. Scott, really? Really? Even if it's like a $10 piece of meat and it falls off your ladle or your grill onto the floor, you don't pick it up and rinse it off, and oh well, I guess that was just me. Oh well. Don't worry, guys. I don't work in restaurants anymore. And nobody that I knew of died after eating one of my steaks. And I didn't drop every steak on the floor. It only happened once or twice in the years that I was working in restaurants. Anyway, I guess I talked too much. There is really no way the Fed can continue to raise rates without blowing up the whole house of cards. I saw a really good tweet today that was someone mentioned Ron Paul, who said that the Fed has two choices. They can either crash the economy by raising rates, or destroy the currency. No, wait, how would it go? It was destroy the currency with inflation, or crash the economy by raising rates. So inflation, when they lower rates, they raise inflation. So they can't continue to raise rates. It's just not possible to raise rates and keep things, going. So it's all a game. And whether the whole thing is going to crash, we don't know. But it's just kind of a farce that they're trying to raise rates to combat inflation, and run this balancing act so they're not going to crash the economy by doing that. And I've also read a bunch of articles that said that no matter how much, and they're raising rates by the 0.75 is like the big giant rate hike supposedly coming next month. That's nothing. It's not even keeping pace with inflation. So it's really just jawboning is all it is. But anyway, so his little speech yesterday gave people the impression that they would continue to fight inflation by raising rates, and the odds of a 0.75 basis hike in September went up to like 60%, right? Because people were thinking, oh, they might take it down to 0.5 and they might be 0.7. No one's saying that. No, I don't know. There's probably odds for it, but are they going to raise it a point, a full percentage point in September? We don't know. But it's really, even that wouldn't be enough. Dan is here. Thanks for being here tonight, Dan, one of our moderators. If I don't get to your question, Dan will. And if it's really you need to talk to me, Dan sometimes will shoot me a text to sort of wake me up if I'm off in La La Land. So anyway, the Fed announcement was bad for the crypto market, right? Because if they continue to raise rates, nobody wants to buy crypto. Even though Bitcoin is supposed to be an inflation hedge, I don't know. The market is just crazy. And it's mostly because it's a risk asset, right? It's a risk asset just like certain stocks are. And when rates go up, markets go down. That's generally the nub of the gist, right? Most altcoins fell. Bitcoin was 20,671. If we look at our crypto.com right now, let's take a look at that. Oh, I just posted this on Instagram. I'm going to try to keep doing Instagram posts. I personally don't see the point, but lots of people see stuff on Instagram. I don't get Instagram. I was like, why can't I put a link on Instagram? But whatever. It's a picture platform or whatever. Okay, so we're still hanging. As far as crypto.com says, we're still hanging just barely over 20,000. It's kind of been like this most of the day. It was actually like 20,100 and something about half an hour ago. So I don't know if it's going to remain over 20 or if it's just going to, like, at some point just go back down even lower, right? God knows what's going to happen. Seems like every time it looks like we're starting to see some daylight, some more bad news hits, and it just beats crypto down like a baby seal, clubbed like a baby seal. But anyway, I like crypto.com. It's a great cryptocurrency exchange that's phone-based. You can buy, sell, trade cryptocurrencies right here on your phone in the app. You can also deposit and withdraw cryptocurrencies. That you can stake cryptocurrencies. They have a metal Visa card that you can use for spending your crypto in the real world. I've been partnered with crypto.com for many years. Great partner of mine. So, and I use it I look at it several times a day just to see what the current price of Bitcoin and Ethereum is, right? So it's pretty good. All right, let's see. So let's go into, this was the news story. I couldn't find anything else really that I felt like talking about besides, the market wrap. But I would like to just kind of throw this out here for you guys that myself and Dan and a friend of ours, Randy, and a couple of other local guys here in Michigan have created a group a couple of years. I don't know. It's been a year or two at least since we started this thing. And every month we meet and talk about crypto investing. And we've gotten to know each other, and we all feel pretty comfortable with each other. And Randy, bless his heart, had the wherewithal and the persistence to schedule a meeting with a state. pardon me, our congressional representative in the West Michigan area. This is a real congressman that goes to the United States Congress and like votes on laws and stuff. I mean, this is really cool. We managed to get a meeting with him set up for Monday at 2 p.m. In Granville, and we're going to talk to him. He's a very interesting guy. Let's see. I've got his. Let's see. Let me take. I've got all these links down here. I just want to make sure I get these in order. Oh, that's the email. Well, that's his Wikipedia page. Bill Huizenga. I'm going to have to ask Randy how to pronounce his name so that I don't embarrass myself in front of the congressman when we meet him next week. And I was almost certain that he was a member of the Blockchain Caucus. And he is indeed the Congressional Blockchain Caucus. There he is. He is a member of the Blockchain Caucus. Pardon me. There is a, let's see here. I've got this little article here, which is linked down below. I didn't get a chance to bookmark all these because I was getting this. This is an article back from 2018 where he was calling for Congress to focus on crypto regulation. And this was July 28th of 2018. So he's been a crypto advocate for several years now. And Randy was managed to get us an audience with him. So we're going to go see him on Monday. We're going to talk to him about crypto regulation and kind of try to pick his brain as best we can. I don't know. I have never had a meeting with a member of Congress, my local congressman, before. So I really don't know how that works, really. It's going to be cool, though. I don't know how much time he'll be able to give us. You know, I'm not sure if I'm assuming that I can vote for him because I did give Randy my address. But when I looked at his Wikipedia page, they don't mention Grand Rapids, which is kind of weird. So he's Muskegon, Holland, Kentwood, and Grand Haven. And I live very close to Kentwood, the city of Kentwood, but I am technically in the city of Grand Rapids. But I'm in a weird little chunk of Grand Rapids that kind of extends off the main section of the city limits of Grand Rapids. Kind of like extends down into Kentwood. It's kind of weird. So perhaps the district lines include my little area, even though I'm technically in Grand Rapids. So we're pretty excited about that. Dan will be there. Randy will be there. And a couple of the other guys from our group will be there. And if any of you guys watching right now have any suggestions for questions we're going to ask, then throw them out there. One of the questions that I will probably ask is, have you guys drafted any laws that you're going to be submitting in the near future, or what laws do you already have submitted that you're working on, that you're trying to get up for a vote in Congress? And what kind of partisan issues are you facing with the laws that you're trying to get brought before the Congress? Bill is a Republican, and as you know, the House of Representatives is controlled by the Democrats now, although the Blockchain Caucus is, it doesn't mention whether they're Republican or Democrat in this page here, but I know that there are I think it's fairly evenly made up of Republicans and Democrats. So I don't know how partisan crypto regulation is, as far as whether the Democrats have a view as opposed to the Republicans. I think it kind of cuts across lines. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. What are we talking about over here in the chat window? Pal giving us a gift of lower prices. That's one good way to look at it. Let's see. What did Dave Flowers ask? It started dying after 6 months. 5-second rule when food hits the floor. That's why you don't eat out. I'm sending a ledger back on Monday. Battery issue Nano X. I have had several Ledger Nano X devices. I have never had that battery issue, but I hear a lot about it. Of course, you're going to hear more about the people that are having the issue than the people that don't, right? The people that don't are not going to be putting comments in my YouTube video going, well, my Ledger Nano X works just fine. The battery works great. If you have a problem, you're going to post a comment about it. Hey, the battery on the Ledger Nano X is giving me a problem. And I get a lot of those comments. So I don't know that it's a systemic issue, or it would just, the device wouldn't sell. But if there's going to be something wrong with it, I guess that's one of them, is the battery thing. And I also use mine almost exclusively at home, although I have used it on the road, out and about, and it has never been a problem. But the battery has never been an issue for me. But I do get a lot of people telling me that the battery is an issue with the Ledger Nano X. Anyway, why don't we switch over to that story then? We're talking about those. We're talking about the Ledger Nano X. Ledger has a backup pack now, and it is a special deal. I believe that it's a 10% discount. Let me see if I can find that email. It would be somewhere else. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, the cat food was delivered. Here it is. We're running Ledger Nano S Plus and Ledger Nano X with a 10% discount plus free shipping. So they wanted me to, shout out about that. And so this is the page. I've got a link in the description down below, which I would appreciate if you use my affiliate link if you're interested in this. And I think it's a good combination. You could get 2 Ledger Nano X's and use one as a backup, but that might be a little bit overkill when you can use the Ledger Nano S Plus as your backup. Actually, both of these storage-wise are comparable. The Ledger Nano X has slightly more storage, but the Ledger Nano S Plus has a lot more storage than the older Ledger Nano S. So if you're going to get a backup, then the Ledger Nano S Plus is a great backup solution for the Ledger Nano X. And you would still have that mobility factor with the Ledger Nano X, but in a pinch, if something happened to the Ledger Nano X, you would still be able to hit the ground running with that Ledger Nano S Plus, just not mobile, right? You would just you'd be able to use it at home, because it doesn't have a battery. But at least you would have something until you got a replacement for your go-to device if you were like heavy into doing the mobile thing. So if you're interested. So why would you want this, right? I'm going to do a standalone video on this issue. So we talk about this all the time. One of my biggest questions that I get when I post videos about ledger devices is, well, oh, that's all wonderful, but what if it breaks? You know, what if, oh, you're so smart, but then what if that thing breaks? You know, they like think they've got me. And I'm like, no, if it breaks, you have a backup phrase, your 24-word backup phrase. And you can get another device and use that backup phrase to restore your device and regain access to all of the crypto that you had stored on the device. It's so hard for people to wrap their heads around that. It was hard for me when I first started. I set up my first Bitcoin wallet back in 2013 when I bought this little rinky-dink miner. And I was using Armory Bitcoin wallet. And the first thing it did was give me that backup phrase and was like, did you write it down? And I was like, yes, I wrote it down. I clicked OK. And then it asked me again, did you write the phrase down? I'm like, yes, I wrote it down. I clicked OK. And then it had like a third alert screen that goes, you better have written it down because, and I was like, what? It's like, I have never had 3 alerts reminding me to write something down. And I just couldn't understand what was the point of backing up the wallet when it was empty. I just started, it was empty. What good would backing up the empty wallet do? Well, the point of the backup phrase is that it is a backup of the wallet now and in the future because it points to an address on the blockchain. So if you lose your device and have to restore, even if you've added crypto, now that backup phrase points to a wallet with a balance, right? So how does that work? Well, I had several analogies, and one is I think one of the better ones is the post office box. So you rent a post office box down at the post office, and they give you a key. And then that key will open up your post office box, right? And then you get 2 keys, right? You have like your go-to key that you put on your key ring, and then you've got like another key that you put somewhere in your house in case you lose your keys, right? Well, so if 6 months down the road you lose your key and then you go get your backup key to open up the post office box, you'll have all the mail that came in, right? Even though you got the key when the post office box was empty. That's kind of the way a Bitcoin wallet works or a crypto wallet works. The backup phrase is the backup of the private key. So I think you can understand that once you set up this device, this is the key to open up your Bitcoin post office box, right? So people can send you Bitcoin, you can withdraw Bitcoin from your exchange, and then this is the key to unlock that. I think people get that, right? But what about that backup phrase? Well, what is that good for? Well, you can use the backup phrase to restore to another device. You don't have to wait until you lose your go-to device. You can create a backup to a secondary device right now. And now you've got 2 devices that are effectively, mathematically, the same key to the same Bitcoin post office box. So, and you can test this out by going into Ledger Live and doing a check. You can connect this device and send out crypto, or you can connect this device and send out crypto. As far as Ledger Live is concerned, they're the same device, right? Ledger Live can't tell the difference because the only thing Ledger Live does is check the key that's stored on here. And the private key is the same, right? So what is that 24-word backup phrase? Let's think of it like a car, right? So you buy a car and you've got 2 sets of keys. You've got your your regular set of keys that you use, and then you have your spare keys that you keep in your dresser, so that if you lose your keys, you can use your spare set of keys to, open your car or use your car, right? You got to have keys for your car. What happens if you lose both, right? Well, then you've got to go back to the dealer and show him your invoice, or he can probably look it up, right? Somewhere on the invoice or the sticker or however you want to call it, the records that are associated with your car and your VIN number, there's a code on there that will allow them to cut you a new set of keys. Not cheap, but can be done, right? So if you lose both sets of keys to your car, you can go back to the dealer and they can look up the record of your car somewhere and cut you a new set of keys. That's your backup phrase. That's your 24-word backup phrase, right? That's the record that exists somewhere that you can use to cut yourself a new set of keys for your Bitcoin wallet, right? So I'll do a video where I'll set up a Ledger Nano X with a few accounts, and then I'll do a restore from the 24-word recovery phrase to a Ledger Nano S Plus, and then I'll demonstrate how they're interchangeable within Ledger Live. That's the nub of the gist there. I know it's hard for people to wrap their head around that. Okay, so let me catch up with what questions are flying back and forth. I hope people have forgiven me for dropping that steak on the ground. Scott, such a purist. I respect you. I guess you never worked as a short order cook. I've seen so much worse than me dropping a steak, and at least I washed it. Okay, Richie Benson, ETH and BTC going back to the lows. It seems inevitable. Feels like it too. Mr. David, 11% crypto, 42% stocks, and 46% dry powder. Sometimes cash is king. Okay, that's a good distribution, I guess you could call it, right? So, what would be your distribution, right? You got a certain percentage of Bitcoin, you got a certain percentage of stocks, got a certain percentage of bonds, you have a certain percentage of gold and silver coins, and then you have a certain percentage of lead, right? Or you could also include a certain amount of commodities, right, that you have stored somewhere, be it food, water, canned goods, medical supplies, extra clothing, toiletries, all that. I mean, if you're going to invest and you're going to set aside things that you think are going to be useful or valuable to you, right? Wouldn't that also include like prepper supplies that you might need if like the power goes out or a hurricane comes through or the economy collapses or whatever? The economy collapses, your stocks, your bonds, your crypto might be inaccessible, but it will still be there. But maybe even your dollars might not be accepted anymore. Who knows, right? So that you've got your gold and silver that might be helpful, might not, right? Somebody might accept gold, but who knows, in a full blown breakdown, somebody might not be willing to take gold for the food that they have stocked up, right? So it might behoove you to have something that they want, like toothpaste or bullets, right? Or water or whatever, right? So you never know what might be valuable. So what is your percentage, right? Me, personally, I'm not a huge believer in stocks. I bought a lot of stocks back in the day. I don't think I've ever owned a bond. I've got money in the bank. I have emergency cash. I have a few coins, silver, and a little bit of gold. And I have a lot of crypto, right? And I do have one stock. But, that's just me. It's probably not ideal, but the bulk of my portfolio is in crypto because I'm just crypto centric. It's who I am. But I wouldn't recommend that. I would say, you probably should do what's comfortable for you, get a financial advisor. But I would say most financial advisors would tell you that maybe 1 to 3% crypto is enough crypto, right? Whereas I would imagine that most people that are in the crypto sphere and you guys watching are probably have, a lot more than 3% of your portfolio in crypto, I would imagine. I know I do, right? So those confirmations make a difference in how to set it all. The cryptos, it is for withdrawals and deposit. Inflation. Need to raise it to 1981 when the annual average was 1663. Yes, Tar, I agree. There's, if what the Fed is saying is the truth, if they're saying they're trying to fight inflation, then they would need to raise the rates. Realistically, if they are trying to fight inflation, they would have to be much higher than they are now. Something like 16.63 would be more along the lines of what would fight inflation. But because of the amount of debt that we have right now, national debt, and the amount of money that's floating out there, that would just crash the whole show, right? The house of cards would fall if they were to raise rates that high. That's why they're just jawboning, right? Because they can't really raise the rates that high. Let's see. Yeah, so Dave Flowers, if you only have a Ledger Nano X and your battery is bad, then my advice would be, use it at home. Order yourself another Ledger Nano X and then get it restored and then deal with getting the other one replaced. That would be the way I would do it. Don't deal with Ledger and then, I don't know how Ledger works. I don't know if they will send you a replacement ahead of time. Some companies do that, like I've dealt with computer components, and sometimes they'll send you the replacement first and then but you have to provide credit card information, and they expect you to send the defective unit back. And then if you don't, they'll charge you for the new one, right? But if you do and they get it back, then everything is a wash, right? You've got your new device and they've got the defective one back. So I don't know how Ledger does it, but personally, I would just order another one because they usually come in a couple of days. Get that guy set up and running, and then deal with getting the other one replaced. And then when you're done, you'll have two, right? You'll have a backup when they send you the replacement. That's just me. It just depends on your situation, whether you can afford it or not, or if you really want to. I would say the more the merrier, right? Because they do wear out over time. I had one for about 3 years, and it got so dim that I decided to just get a new one. The readout was dim, and there really wasn't much I could do. They wear out, and the buttons were all like, it just looked kind of grody from 3 years of use. So I got a new one. So they do wear out, and so there's no reason not to have an extra one, right? Now that the cat food has been delivered, does Kitty make an appearance tonight? The cat was here earlier, but I haven't seen the cat tonight. It's kind of weird. He hasn't been in the live stream for the last few weeks, but he comes when I don't want him to. We had so much, it was so exciting yesterday because we saw a raccoon in the backyard. And then I was like, hey, there's a raccoon out there. And we usually let the cat out during the morning. so we let him out, you know, and then we saw that raccoon, and I was like, maybe we should get the cat back in. So I go to the front door. I look out. There's a window on the side of our door, and I looked out, and I saw that raccoon on our damn porch, and I was like, I'm gonna chase that raccoon away. I open the door to chase the raccoon away, and the cat is sitting right there next to the raccoon. And the raccoon runs away, and the cat runs in. And I like get the broom to chase that raccoon away, and I couldn't find him. And then we take the kids to school. We come back, and we let the cat out again. And as soon as I walk out there with the cat, I look over, and the damn raccoon is sitting on the neighbor's porch. I don't know if the raccoon thought my cat was a raccoon, because my cat has the same color scheme as a raccoon, you know, like that gray. It's a gray tabby with like black stripes. So I was like, I don't know, is this raccoon in love or what the heck's going on? I don't know. Let's see. The battery and Bluetooth is why I chose Nano X. Right. I mean, it has everything, right? That's why I always recommend the Ledger Nano X over the Ledger Nano S for years. And then when the Ledger Nano S Plus came out, there was a little bit more of a toss-up, because the Ledger Nano S Plus had more storage, right? The Ledger Nano X had more storage, and that was all I needed to recommend it over the S. But now the only advantage the Ledger Nano X has is that it's got the battery and the Bluetooth, which it comes in handy. I've been on vacation a few times, and I wanted to swap some crypto, and I had my phone there. So I was able to, you know, I had my Ledger Nano X and my phone, and I was able to, you know, interact with it. Yep. So yeah, that comes in handy. Let's see here. I can move, let's see, Hayes Williams. Gas fees to move it off, but what about, thank you. So we've talked about gas fees many times in the live stream. There are always gas fees. Not only gas fees on the blockchains itself, but the exchanges have their own sets of fees. You've got your merchant fee when you make purchase. You have withdrawal fees. You have trading fees. And then a lot of times the withdrawal fee sort of takes into account the blockchain fees. So when the Ethereum fees are high, the withdrawal fees are also high too, you know, because if they weren't, then the exchanges would be basically losing money by allowing you to withdraw crypto. And that's not really good business, right? So yeah, there are always fees, and they do hurt. They do take a bite of your profit and your percentage and all that stuff, but it's a price I'm willing to pay to store my crypto in my own wallet, safe and secure. I'm just wallet centric. I like to keep my crypto in my own wallet. So I've learned over the years to just accept the fact that there are gas fees for moving crypto around. I will say this, that I tried to avoid the Ethereum blockchain like the plague in 2020 and 2021 because the fees got ridiculously high. And that's why I chose to use Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, Solana, all in Cardano. I tried to use the alternate blockchains because Ethereum fees were so high. So even I got to the point where Ethereum fees were too high for me. But we're getting closer to the merge, and Ethereum fees look like they're going to come down when it moves over to proof of stake. We'll see, right? That's going to be huge for the industry. Although we may see some sell the news price action of Ethereum directly after the merge next month, right? There's been this run up in the price of Ethereum, although now it's pretty much like knocked back where it was, because it, over the last couple weeks, it had run all the way back up to around 2,000. But over last Friday and yesterday, it's knocked back down I don't know what the percentage of it is, but it's way down. I guess that's like 20-30%. So let's see. On the backup topic, I have 2 Nano X's. One is the mirror of the other. So, hey, JDO, thanks for being here. JDO and Dan are both here tonight. That's great. So JDO has 2 Ledger Nano X's. One is a mirror copy of the other. So if button or screen goes bad, it will not stop me from making any trades. That's the idea of the backup, is that you won't miss a beat. If something goes wrong with your device and you don't have a backup, then you have to order another one from Ledger and wait 3 days. And you might be in the middle of something, right? You might want to trade, whatever. You don't want to get caught with no access to your crypto. So you could have one in the box, factory sealed. And then if something happens to your go-to device, you'll just break out the one you already own and set it up and restore it. Well, why not go ahead and have that done also, right? Have it out of the box, have it restored, and ready to hit the ground running when something happens to your go-to device, right? You might be in the middle of a trade and your device flakes out on you. You're going to want to open the box and go through the whole restore process that takes 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, just get that done ahead of time. Be proactive, right? So it's great to have a mirror device, right? I did a video on the mirror devices a while back. It's a little bit outdated, but yeah. 2020, December 12th, 2020, how to create a mirror backup of your ledger. So since I haven't posted that new video on backups, this is a real good, this video got a lot of views, by the way, if I recall. I don't remember. Does it show? No. I don't know. Where the heck do they have the views? They don't show it here. I guess I have to do this. I don't see it. Oh, analytics? Yeah, whatever. 41K. Respectable, but not. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. Have that mirror if you need it. Have you produced a video regarding We Less Adept to handle the merge and airdrops? No, I don't know why. That's a really good suggestion, Mr. David, that I should look into that, because my thinking is that I'm holding Ethereum. It should just be there after the merge. But I'm really not sure if there's anything I need to do, or how I'm going to adapt to it once it happens. Is it still going to be compatible with Metamask? I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that I've never even thought to explore. So poo-poo on me for that. I should look into it and find out. But I mean, when Monero does hard forks, they're just upgrades. Nothing really changes. You just have to make sure that you have everything up to date, the wallet and your device. So I'm assuming the same thing will hold with Ethereum too. So yeah, I should check into that, do a video on that. I would expect, Dan is saying don't expect gas fees to go down after Ethereum. Okay. Wait, so you can have 2 Ledger devices, both with the same keys and seed phrase? Yes, you can. Yeah, that's the idea. So if you know that you can restore to a new device if you lose your original, I mean, that's all common knowledge, right? I would assume. Then shouldn't it also be obvious, or that you can have 2 devices that share the same key at the same time? Why wait for the device to get lost before you have your backup, right? And they're mirrors of each other. As I mentioned earlier, Ledger Live treats them like the same device. Crypto Lark says, do nothing if you're in a hard wallet. Okay, well, I should watch the videos. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was just my thinking, was that I really wouldn't have to do anything if I was already holding Ethereum, but I should look into it. Gas fees might go up. Okay. I've got 12 hens, 4 yearlings, and 8 we got chicks in April. We're getting 10 to 12 every day, but the chicks are very small. My wife wants chickens because she says, look, if you have chickens, you get free eggs and you can cook them eventually if you want to. So like I guess when she was a little girl, they had a chicken or a couple. I don't know. So yeah, she keeps talking about that. Raise a rooster to continue my flock. All right. Let's see. Let's move some crypto a little bit around. Let's go ahead and launch Ledger Live because I did a Ledger Live video. Oh, it's already up. So let's just assume. Let's just do I have a device here, and I have a Bitcoin account. Does Bitcoin main have anything? No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. All right, so I can go into this account, and I can do a receive, and let me see what I can do here. I'm going to get the camera all set up here. Yeah. Get this in here. And okay. All right. It wants me to open the Bitcoin app. I just get this whole thing like this. Anyway. Okay. Let's just do it like that. There. Okay. Feels better. So I'll open the Bitcoin app up. Now, what it's doing is it's querying the device to get the address. So the receiving address is showing on the device, and it's showing up here. When you do this step where you confirm this address on the device, that is your confirmation that the device matches the account, right? Let me show you that not working. Let's say I go to this account, and I tried, and I think that I have the right device, and I hit receive. And I wait for this whole thing. It says something went wrong. Okay. I know why it went wrong. The reason it went wrong is because this Ledger Nano X does not match this account. The account is based on a Ledger Nano S. So, but what does the error message say? Please check that your hardware wallet is set up with the recovery phrase or passphrase associated with the selected account. That's really not a very helpful error message. The message should say something like, are you sure you're using the right device? And then it should say, if you are sure that your device that is correct, are you sure it's in the right configuration? Because this is what happens to people. They inadvertently reset their device. Sometimes they'll enter their PIN incorrectly 3 times. The device will reset. And then when it reboots, it will ask them to set up the device again, because that's the first option. And so they'll think, okay, I'll set up the device. So they set up the device as new. It gives them a brand new recovery phrase. They write it down, and then they go back to their old account in Ledger Live and they get this, right? Because they reset the device to a new configuration, it is no longer using the same key it was using when they set it up the first time. And I get people, they're freaking out. They call me or they email me, or they in the comments, and they're like, what's going on? Why isn't my device? I'll say, do you have the right device? And they'll go, yes, of course I have the right device. I only have one. And I'll say, okay, did you reset the device? They'll go, yeah, I think a while back I did a reset, but I fixed it. And I'll go, are you sure? Because now you probably have a different configuration. And then I'll ask the big $64,000 question. I'll say, do you have more than one recovery phrase? And they'll think to themselves, and they'll go, no, I only have one. And I'll go, are you sure? Because when you reset it, and didn't you write down a new one? And they'll go, well, yeah, I did. And I go, what about the one you wrote down when you set up your device when you first bought it? And they'll go, oh, that. Oh, yeah, that's in the box. That's been in there for like years. I'm like, go get it, because that's your configuration. So this little error message here is telling you that the device does not match the account, or the device is in the wrong configuration. So like they'll say, please check that your hardware wallet is set up with the recovery phrase or passphrase associated with the selected account. Yeah, there's another thing that could happen also, in that you set up a passphrase and you haven't entered your passphrase. But that's kind of advanced. Most people don't do that, right? Usually it's that they've reset the device, and now they didn't realize they should have restored it. They set it up as new instead of restoring it like they should have once they got it factory reset. All right, so let's just assume that we don't even need to have the device attached to generate a receiving address, right? I can just receive and then say I don't have my device, and I'll still, the Ledger Live is capable of generating a receiving address, even if it's a brand new one, right? Ledger Live is capable of generating fresh receiving addresses. You don't need to have the device attached to do that. But the danger of that is you could be using this wallet and generating fresh addresses and dumping crypto in there and not realizing that your device is in a different configuration. So, but let's look at that scenario. Someone was so amazed and they go, what do you mean you can have two devices with the same key? Yes, you can. So let's say that I've done my little verification, right? And I've confirmed that this device matches. Now, let's just, for the sake of argument, assume that I disconnect this guy and then go get my mirror and connect that. Now I have a different device, but it has been restored using the 24-word recovery phrase. I got the mirror device. It could be another X. It could be a Ledger Nano S Plus. It could even be a Ledger Nano S, right? It doesn't matter. Any three of those devices can be restored with a 24-word recovery phrase. You reconnect that secondary, you connect that secondary device, and you could do the same thing. That secondary device, be it a Ledger Nano S or a Ledger Nano S Plus, will do the same thing. You'll see the address, and Ledger Live will just assume it's the right device, right? because Ledger Live does not look at the device and go, oh, this is a Ledger Nano X, or oh, this is a Ledger Nano S Plus. It doesn't know what it is. It just checks the key. It asks the device to shoot the confirmation back. You know, it doesn't send the private key. It just does like a signature check. You know, it does like a cryptographic handshake. And as far as Ledger Live knows, or is concerned, it just assumes it's the same device. It's just like if you lose your car keys and you go get your spare set, they'll open the car door too, right? Even though it's a different set of keys, it's cut the same, right? It's got the same key code cut into it, just like the Ledger devices, right? So you could have conceivably an infinite amount of Ledger devices that are all set up with the same private key. You could have, 50 mirror devices if you want to. Not really necessary, but it's theoretically possible. Let's see. We've had roosters that are not worth the trouble. They eat 4 times what the hens eat, and they're kind of bully. Chicks are cheap in April every year. There you go. Let me take this thing off here. So I'm not sure what to, whoops, let me get this. I'm not sure what we should play around with tonight. It's kind of hard for me when the market's down. It's like just depressing and you're not sure what you want to do. So there's nothing really new going on. So, but anyway, just trying to think what might be fun to do tonight. I wanted to have the backup prepared to show you guys how that backup worked. I just sort of played around with it and like we talked about it and I pretended to have a second device. But I did want to actually have that second device set up, but I didn't get a chance to restore my Ledger Nano S ahead of time. And I'm not sure where, I mean, I know that where the 24-word backup phrase is, but it's not handy. I'd have to go dig it out. I don't really want to go through all that. Let's see what we got here. Well, we have anything that's at the top here. Buy and transfer crypto. That's the only thing I have up. Okay. Let's see. What can we buy and transfer? I guess let's do the BNB. Let me do BNB for you guys tonight. Let's go because with the Grizzly Fi, I was talking about Binance Smart Chain wallet. So let's go over what that is, and then we'll fund it with some BNB. Right? That ought to be fun. So first thing we'll do is we'll open up our Metamask. And we'll get ourselves logged in. And why don't we do some BNB in a Ledger protected account? Let's just open it up here so we can kind of focus on what we're doing. So this is Metamask. And this is a standalone Metamask account. There is no Ledger device connected to this account. Notice that I have several networks configured that I can switch back and forth. So I can switch to Ethereum, and it shows me my Ethereum assets. If I switch over to the Binance Smart Chain network, it shows me my Binance Smart Chain assets. If you don't have a network set up, a secondary network, you can just go to add network, and then you have to enter all these settings. And once you've entered all those settings, you'll have a new network in your choice here at the top, right? You can see that I've configured Ethereum, Theta, Harmony, Kronos, Moonbeam, Moonriver, Polygon, Phantom, Avalanche, C Chain. All of these are compatible with MetaMask because MetaMask is a EVM compatible wallet or Ethereum virtual machine. I don't know what's going to happen to all these chains when Ethereum makes the big switch. A lot of you'd think I'd be looking at this day and night, wouldn't you? But let's just kind of focus on the task at hand. I have Binance Smart Chain set up in MetaMask. Now, if you want an easy way to do this, I mentioned this in my video. We can go to a site called chainlist.org, which makes it really easy to add networks to your MetaMask wallet, right? You can connect wallets and you can click, let's say I want to add this Arbitrum network to my MetaMask. I just click add to MetaMask and notice here it pulls it up and it gives me all the correct settings for this network and allows me to just like add it on the fly without having to fill all those fields in manually, right? And it'll even allow me to switch over to that network. So now you can see that I'm in the Arbitrum 1 network, right? Well, it looks like it's an Ethereum-based network. Let's go back. So we want to play around with Binance Smart Chain. And then what if you wanted to protect your Binance Smart Chain based MetaMask wallet with a Ledger or a Trezor device? Well, you could take your device and first of all, let me just check. I think I've got this device connected, which I do. Yeah. So let me I'll disconnect it. Right. And I'll just disconnect the other one too. Right. So if we're looking at this fresh, we would now notice we're still in Binance Smart Chain, and we want to create an account in MetaMask that is Ledger based. Let me go back to this thing first. Okay, the first thing I'll say is, and I get this question a lot, is I'll do a video on how you use your Ledger with MetaMask. And they'll say, I already have an account set up in MetaMask. Can I add Ledger support to that account? And the answer is no, you cannot. You've already set up this account. It already has a private key. You cannot add Ledger support to an existing MetaMask account. So if you have a bunch of assets in an account like this and you feel like you want to up your security game and get a Ledger device attached to MetaMask, you'll have to create the MetaMask account for your Ledger separate and then transfer your assets over to that account. Let me just show you quickly. Let's just, okay, this is our account, right? We want to add that new account. So one thing you have to, that's very interesting, is that you might be tempted to use the Binance Smart Chain app on your device. Whoops, right? There it is, Binance Smart Chain. Well, let's just go into that app and connect to MetaMask, right? Connect hardware wallet, choose Ledger, hit continue, hit NANO, hit connect. Well, it worked. Wasn't supposed to work, but it did. It's not going to work in the long run, right? It's not going to function properly because MetaMask only understands commands from the Ethereum wallet, unless maybe I should play around with this, but I don't think it will support it, right? I proved myself wrong there, didn't I? I'll play around with that and see if that will work. It's not supposed to, right? You shouldn't use the Binance Smart Chain app when you're interfacing with Ledger or MetaMask, right? You have to be in the Ethereum app, right? They're very similar. They're on very similar chains. But so we go into the Ethereum app. Then we click on the account, we choose Connect Hardware Wallet, we choose Ledger, we hit Ledger Nano X. Okay. Those are the Ethereum based accounts. So we'll click here. It's showing me Ethereum balances, even though I'm on the Binance Smart Chain network, right? Let's hit unlock. But lo and behold, now it senses the Binance coin balance of this wallet, right? Because I already had this wallet set up with Binance Smart Chain in the past, right? This Ledger device. So this is, if I were doing this for the first time, it would be empty, right? But in my case, I already have a small balance of BNB in there already, right? Now, let's grab this address by clicking up here. Now we go back over to this guy. This was my go-to account, right? And I was like, hey man, can I add Ledger support to this account? And the answer is no. Well, there's nothing in here. Okay, let's do this copy, whatever this is. It's not much. Let's send that. And let's just say this is like 10 grand worth of copy, whatever it is. And it's in a standalone MetaMask wallet. It's not insecure, by its nature. It's just not as secure as it could be if I were to use the Ledger as the private key, right? The private key for this wallet is stored on my computer somewhere down in my file system. And, if someone gains control of my computer, it's possible that they could, hack the private key if they had access to my computer. Not very likely, but not out of the realm of possibility either. More secure if the private key is stored on the Ledger, because they could hack my computer, but they wouldn't be able to move crypto on a Ledger-based account unless they had the device attached and they knew the PIN, right? So there's a lot more factors involved with trying to swipe my crypto off my computer if it's Ledger-based, right? Let's go ahead and just move this to that address. We'll max it out. We'll hit next. Very, very small BNB fees on the Binance Smart Chain network. It should have asked me to authorize this. I'm not sure why it didn't. That would be weird if it did. If it worked, shouldn't. That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, it says confirm. That's weird. Why didn't it ask me to authorize that? Oh, I'm sorry. This is the non-Ledger account, right? That's why. It didn't ask me to authorize on the Ledger because this account is not associated with the Ledger. Let's go back over to that Ledger account. And, it's not there. So now we need to figure out how to get that copy. Let's see. If we go to, this is also very complicated. Copernicus. Okay. Whatever that is. I bought it a long time ago, obviously. All right. So here's the Binance Smart Chain contract address. We'll just copy that into our clipboard. We'll go back to MetaMask and we'll import that token. See, it was already there. It just wasn't showing up in the list because I hadn't added support for that token into this wallet. And there it is, right? All right, now why don't we send it back to the other wallet? So now we can go back over to this guy. we'll get the address of this unprotected wallet, and then we'll go back to the Ledger wallet, and we'll go ahead and send it back to the original wallet. It doesn't really bother me because I'm only spending very small amounts of BNB to do this. Binance Smart Chain wallets have very low fees. Right? Let's go ahead and just send it back to the other wallet. And okay, oh, it's only worth $14. All right, so we'll hit confirm. Right? Now look what happens on my Ledger device, right? I have to confirm this. So if the attacker was at my computer trying to hack this wallet, he wouldn't have any luck because the Ledger device is over in a drawer somewhere. He doesn't know that. He might know that, but he may not. He might go, oh, darn, this account's protected by a Ledger device, and I don't know where the Ledger is. And I just broke in here, and if I spend a lot of time looking for his Ledger device, the cops might show up before I have found it, right? So it's another level of security that we can add to the MetaMask wallet, but we cannot add Ledger support to an existing wallet, right? You'll have to move your assets into the new wallet if you want to take advantage of that. Okay. All right. Now we've got this wallet here, and how do we fund it, right? We want to put some BNB in here. So how do we do that? So I don't need the device for that, right? The device protects from withdrawals, not deposits, right? Who would want to protect against deposits, right? You can deposit. I don't mind things coming into the wallet, right? So we'll get the address of the wallet. Notice we're on Binance Smart Chain. Let's go over to Binance US. You cannot buy BNB tokens on Coinbase. It's weird. I mean, BNB has been around for so long. I don't know why. Whoops. What am I doing here? Oh, I slipped. Okay, there it is. I just hit the wrong. Okay. Let me get in here, and then I'll jump over and see what people are talking about. It's times like these where I think someone's asking a question and I'm ignoring them. All right, so here we are in our Binance US account. Let's buy some crypto. We're not going to buy Bitcoin. We'll buy Binance Coin, BNB. And we'll use our bank. And we'll buy $50 worth of BNB coin. All right. We'll preview that. We'll confirm it. And we'll go to the wallet. Notice that the fee was a bit higher than when you buy Bitcoin or Ethereum. I don't know why that is, but it is. All right, so I have a pending purchase. Oh, it still says pending. Okay. We'll see. Oh, okay, there it is. It was 63 cents on $50 worth of BNB. And generally for Bitcoin or Ethereum, it's like 25 cents. I don't know why the fee is higher when you buy BNB coin. And I don't know why it's still pending either. Well, we'll see. It looks like it's in there now. Just refresh it. Let's check here. And now it says successful. Okay. So I just want to move this into my wallet, right? So how do I do that, right? We want to fund this wallet with some BNB coin. So we'll just grab the address, which I had done earlier. Let's do that withdraw. And we'll just withdraw the max because it's just $50 worth. If there's like 10 grand in here, do a small test first to make sure everything's, working on both ends. Now here's the trick, right? We don't use the BEP2 network. We couldn't anyway because if we tried, it would tell us it's not a valid address, right? You need to switch it to Binance Smart Chain. All right. And now there's no memo field required. Right. Well, this time we'll paste in that address. It's happy. We'll hit preview. They're going to charge me 14 cents to withdraw on 50 or close to 50. Cheaper than Bitcoin and Ethereum. It wants my two-factor again. And we're done. I need to check my email. This one. All right, I have to confirm that withdrawal in my email. And then I'm done. And now when I go to BNB, I can see that I have a pending withdrawal. Right? And if we go back to the wallet and we do a refresh, we should see that come in fairly quickly. Not as quick as it was earlier, but it should show up pretty soon. Right? BNB coin moves pretty fast when you're dealing with Binance. Right? It might, if you were to withdraw Bitcoin or Ethereum, it might take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, possibly. But BNB coin generally shows up within a couple of minutes or less. Right? It's there. Right? So there. So that's the only trick there when you fund this wallet is that you use the correct network. But it won't let you use the wrong network anyway with BNB coin. They used to have the Ethereum network, which could get confusing. I think someone had sent me a comment earlier that said, whoops. Thank you. Yep. So when the mic dropped on me, and I moved it back up, I touched the top of it and muted it. Thank you, Dan. Man, I hate when that happens. And I didn't even realize that I had tapped the top of it. I just yeah. It just kind of like flipped down on my boom, and then I moved it back up again. Everyone can hear me again? Oh, thank you. I was reading a comment that Barbara had left, and I hadn't scrolled down. So thank you. You can hear me now. I hate this. I mean, this is a good mic, but this is the stupidest thing about this mic. If you tap it, and you can't really see it. Let's see if you can. It's infuriating. Okay. You still can't see it. All right. You see that white light? That means it's working. When I tap it, I just muted it. So it's so easy to accidentally mute this mic. It just really is frustrating. Sorry about that, guys. Happens occasionally. It took me so long to figure it out one time. I was on Reddit trying to because you can unplug it, you can turn it off, you can turn it back on again, you can put it in a different USB port, and every time you plug it back in again, it's still muted until you tap it again on the top. Go figure. Okay. Well, at least OBS Studio hasn't disconnected. I better not jinx it, right? Don't be like Marty Feldman in Young Frankenstein. Remember that one? Well, it could be worse. Could be raining. Then it just started pouring. Okay. It's a bear market mic. Yeah, that's right. Yes, we can. Now we've missed a lot. You didn't miss that much. I was just looking at Barbara's question about SIF chain, and she was asking Dan how to move it from chain to chain. Yeah, so in Osmosis is where you can do cross-chain transfers with Atom-based tokens, right? So in the same sense that Metamask is an EVM-based wallet that can support multiple chains on the EVM network or Ethereum virtual machine, Kepler can do the same thing. The Kepler wallet, Kepler wallet can supports multiple chains too. Lots of them, right? See, and it's even got a bunch of these chains. I'm curious about my Terra. I had some Terra Luna, I thought. Actually, the Terra Luna that I had put in Osmosis disappeared. So I did have some Terra Luna in here, but now I don't have access to it anymore. It just it was gone. Which it would be nice if I could get back to it, because at least I could sell it for nothing, right, and take the loss. But it just disappeared. I have no access to it. I don't know what happened, unless I scrolled past it. Yeah, I don't think that it's there. There was UST and Luna, and it was cross-chain. But when Luna crashed, it became worthless. I think, and let me just say this as well. At this point, I don't, when anyone asks me about Luna, I tend to just not address that question, because I don't understand why anybody is still messing around with Luna. I guess you can still buy it, and I guess it does fluctuate, and it's like a millionth of a penny. So I guess if you bought $1,000 worth of it and it fluctuated up by a penny, you could get rich. But it's just why are you messing around with a coin that is a dead project, right? It's worthless. And so you might as well just take your money to the roulette wheel and bet on black, as opposed to just playing around with an asset that has no use case and no project and no development activity. It's just a coin out there just floating around. But there's a lot of people doing it, I guess, because it's like so low in value that it could fluctuate like 100 or 200%, you know. So, but I'm like, don't mess around with it at all. Luckily for me, I was able to take the Luna that I did have, unlock it from Anchor and move it back to KuCoin and sold it and took the loss, right? Tax-wise, right? But I had Luna in Osmosis and it's not there anymore. It's gone. It's just they don't even support the coin anymore that I can see. It's kind of weird. Luna Classic. See, we're still talking about Luna Classic. I don't know why. Why would it come back? It's gone. I mean, Do Kwon isn't working on it anymore, as far as I know. He's under indictment in Korea. I don't understand why. I don't know. It's a meme coin now. Yeah, I guess. Luna Classic moved to their other. Okay. Same for me. I bought some Luna when it was $1. Now it's gone. Maybe Do Kwon is deploying more capital. Luna price is going up now. It's weird. Okay. All right. Maybe I'm just too old for this stuff. I gave up on it. When it collapsed, it was like, okay, move on with your life, you know. But people are still talking about it and watching its price, and still you can buy it on exchanges. I don't know, whatever. Okay, so cross-chain transfers. Oh, I did want to mention that, interestingly enough, that we'll go ahead and use this wallet. Let's buy some cake. We'll go over here to buy PancakeSwap. And we've got this wallet. I want the other wallet. I want the ledger-based wallet. So I can click down here and pull this down and click connect. And there's that 4.4 BNB, right? And it shows up in PancakeSwap. And so let's buy some cake for what? 0.2? All right, that's going to give me 14 cake. Yeah, what the heck? And then we'll swap, and what happens is that it's going to ask me to verify on my ledger device when I swap, because this is connected to, this is the ledger-based account. See, it wants me to review the transaction. Can I get in better over there? I guess not. It wants me to review the transaction. Oh, no wonder I'm on the wrong. Okay. Yeah, this one's better. There we go. Sorry, wrong camera. Wants me to review the transaction. I do need to have blind signing for this to happen. Small fees. And so now I have this wallet attached to PancakeSwap, and all of the transactions have to be verified on the device. Right? So now I have 14 cake, and it just got confirmed in Metamask. Now I was going to do this. Now I'm going to try something else here. I don't know if this is going to work. I'll do Ethereum. I can't, well, see, now I hardly have any BNB left. Anyway, let's do 0.1, which is going to give me just this like ridiculously small amount of Ethereum. We'll hit swap. I have to confirm in MetaMask, and then I have to confirm on the device. And hit both buttons here. I noticed earlier today that PancakeSwap has a bridge now. So if we click on bridge, I'm wondering if I can move. So we're on the Binance Smart Chain, and I have some. It's not gonna show me that token. Huh. Okay. I had the Ethereum token there. All right, let's go back to swap. I know these are ridiculously small amounts, but let's take that small amount of Ethereum and swap it for Binance US dollar. There's already a little bit of, well, it's not much. It doesn't matter. All right. $27. Okay, so it's $27. That's not bad. Let's enable Ethereum trading. That's going to cost me 7 cents in BNB. I need to review that, right, on the device. Okay. Now I'm going to buy Binance US dollar because I think it was there, wasn't it? Or was it? Maybe it wasn't. Ugh, doggone it. Anyway. All right, so let's make our swap, whatever. Okay. Actually, I should have bought Tether because I think Tether, I know Tether was there. Okay, let's try this again. All right, I think that worked, but I don't think that wallet supported Binance US dollar. Let's see. Okay, everything's okay. There's Binance US dollar in there now. We're on Binance Smart Chain. Okay, it is. Okay. All right, so there's Binance US dollar. So I would like to take this Binance US dollar and move chains. Oh, well, that's dumb. Why would I want to, I guess, well, that's stupid. All right. So I guess I don't have this thing lined up right. If I had some Tether in this, oh, well, now the wallet's not connected. All right. Let's try this again. Okay. All right. Oh, it will let me do that. Will it? No. Oh, God. Okay. What did it have? See, yeah. See, the only thing it'll let me move out is Tether, Binance US dollar, or STG for some bizarre reason. But I could move. Now it won't let me do anything. All right. Just for the sake of argument, right? Let's swap that Ethereum, or let's swap that Binance US dollar for Tether. Whoops. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens here. So we got Binance US dollar. I have to enable it. I know you're like, what is he doing? I'm just experimenting here. Okay, yeah, whatever. Oh, I got to review it. Sorry. See, some of you forget this. Okay. I'm trying to do this cross-chain transfer, but I'm trying to like line it up so that I have the tokens that are compatible with this bridge, I guess. All right, so now I have this US Tether in Binance Smart Chain format. Not yet. I got to swap. Almost. All right. Okay. And then we're going to get over there, and it's still not going to let me do this. That's okay. Now, why you would want to do this, I don't know. Okay. I just wanted to play around with this bridge because I know it's fairly new. Okay. All right. So, okay. Binance. Okay. Now. No! It still won't let me do it. What is its problem? Oh, this is just frustrating. No. Oh, Lord in heaven. Why is it making me go through all this? Okay. Why can't I switch to another network, for Pete's sake? I could go from ETH to Binance BNB. Why can't I go from Okay, there. Oh, Lord in heaven. Okay, so can I do this or not? Shouldn't I be on Binance Smart Chain now? Yeah, see, Ethereum is unavailable. And why can't I? This is a dumb bridge if I ever met one. Okay. Ethereum is unavailable. This is dumb. Why doesn't it have Binance Smart Chain in there? This is so stupid. Okay. Let's try this. Let's go back here. Yeah, see, now it's complaining about the network. So why can't why isn't Binance Smart Chain in there? PancakeSwap runs on Binance Smart Chain. Why is it not available? Well, I don't care at this point. I'm just like, what? Yeah. Okay. This is just so dumb. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe if I had Tether in the Ethereum wallet, I could swap it over to the Binance Smart Chain. Maybe it's more of a bridge to bring other things into PancakeSwap, but then why wouldn't you be able to go both directions, right? If you already had Tether in Binance Smart Chain format, why wouldn't it allow you to swap it back over from Binance Smart Chain back to Ethereum? But it won't. I don't know. It looked like I had it at one point, but it just, I don't know why. Okay. Maybe I should have played around with this before I started so I could have wrapped my head around it a little bit. But, I mean, I can use Binance Smart Chain to trade on PancakeSwap. So why can't I use their bridge to move something off somewhere else? Maybe that's the whole thing. They don't want me to do that. They only want me to bring stuff in from other networks. It's just dumb. Oh, well. Anyway. PancakeSwap has a new bridge that doesn't work. Just thought I'd let you know. Sometimes I do epic fails on this thing. I try to do something and it's okay. I know what you are doing. To use the bridge is new on Pancake. I think they're still working on it. It's not done yet. If we experimenting like this, you push the wrong button, do we go broke? No. Don't ever worry about pushing the wrong button. I get that a lot. I think that was like is it safe question. Is it safe to do that if I send crypto to the wrong type of wallet, I would lose my crypto. Unless I went over to that other wallet and knew how to recover it using, the tools that I've gained. So if I were to send Binance Smart Chain Tether to my Ethereum wallet, and all I would really need to do would be to pull that Ethereum wallet into Metamask and then set up the Binance Smart Chain, and then I would have access to the tokens. So, but there are things you can do that would cause you to lose your crypto. Like if you were to send it to an exchange on the wrong blockchain, you might be able to talk them into helping you out, but you'd have to go through a lot to get that to happen. If you send crypto to your own wallet in the wrong format, there are ways to configure your wallets to regain access to that crypto. So pressing the wrong button isn't going to make me lose my crypto. not worried too much about that. All right. Mr. David, you know better than anybody that you remember that time when we first met, you had you had lost access to that crypto and we figured it out. You can always get it back. So anyway, it's been nice. Sorry, I didn't get that bridge thing to work for you guys tonight. That was kind of weird. But anyway, we'll all play around with that some more. It's interesting. But Mr. David brought up a good point because bridges can be risky. I've been hearing about hacks in bridges because if the code's not, perfect, then hackers can find vulnerabilities and drain funds off of bridges. So I think like DeFi bridges are some of the riskier places where you could lose your crypto. So yeah, you should be aware, right? If you're new, better to just stick to exchanges for trading and wallets for holding, right? Don't mess around too much on the dexes and the bridges, right? Things could go wrong, right? I can send my Binance US dollar back to Binance US. That's true. Or that Tether or whatever. I think Binance US will accept Tether. So like if I want to make a deposit of Tether, I think I can bring it in from Binance Smart Chain, right? I could do that. All right. We'll just copy this into our clipboard. Go back over to our Metamask, wherever it is. Right. Now I gotta find it. All right. Let's get that Tether, right? There it is. Binance Smart Chain Tether. Let's just add it to MetaMask. See, there it is. $27 worth of Tether. Let's go back over here and let's send it to our Binance US account. Let's send it all. There's a little bit of fees there. We do need to confirm on the device because this is that ledger-based wallet. You want to look at that. See, Binance BSC US dollar. Okay. That's what they call it. Off it goes. And then I should see that US Tether in my Binance US account presently. MetaMask just confirmed it. Doesn't say. It should come in. Yeah. So where there's a will, there's a way. But you have to be really careful when you're sending to exchanges, when you're making deposits to exchanges, because some exchanges, if it goes into the wrong type of wallet, won't help you, right? I don't know if they're even obligated to help you with that because they warn you not to do it. So I think that's their out, right? That's their legal out. They can say, please be careful. Don't send the wrong type of token to this address. I know Coinbase does that quite a bit. So legally, yeah, there it is. It just came in. Legally, they can refuse and then say, we told you not to do it and you did it. And so you're out of luck. But I think generally they will help people, but it's not easy to get through to anybody over there. Same, I found Binance US support to be pretty good, but you can't just pick up the phone and call somebody. You have to fill out a support ticket, right, in their support page. but they will get back to you within 24 hours usually. All right. So there, we got our Tether into Binance US and it was Binance Smart Chain Tether, but now it's whatever kind of Tether I want, right? Now that it's in Binance US, I can withdraw it or sell it. And if I want to withdraw it, I can send it to the ERC20 network. I can send it to my Ethereum wallet. I can send it to my Binance Coin wallet, my BEP2 wallet, which I don't know why I would want to do that. I can send it back to Binance US. Right. So I could send it to the Solana network. I could send it to the Tron network. Right. It's flexible once it's in there. All right, guys. I'll sign out tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me bumble around. I will be here again next week. We do this every week on Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions, and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon. And I'll let you know what happens when we meet with the senator on Monday. Should be pretty interesting. We'll talk about it next week.